This is Kreskin, and of course you know me as the Amazing Kreskin. You know, this is kind of exciting, folks. Here's the third season of What's on My Mind. By the way, in introducing this first show of the season, I am doing it 1 week early because of a story that's just broken in a lot of newspapers. It's a front page newspaper in my area. And it's about the government requiring very soon and by this summer photographs to be sent when you negotiate things with the Internal Revenue and what have you, that a photograph is going to be a basic tool. I want to stop for a moment, and I want you to reflect upon the change in our culture. This is a very serious thing, and the photograph situation is going to present problems from time to time, so you and I have to be very, very cautious. I, in the public eye, can't be overly concerned because people see me and know me all the time. But you have private lives to live, and you may not be in the mood to have your photo used all over the place by every situation that's possible to sell things. And can I tell you this right now? That's going to happen. Because right now there are no laws, government laws, protecting us from the use of our photos that we send to the IRS or what have you. And hopefully that will change by this summer, because already there's an uprising of professional people are saying this could get very much out of hand. And let me tell you the further use of this, because don't overlook the opportunity that some will see of making money on this. There will be those that will try to sell your photograph that they will have access to, and don't tell me how, because you can get things from the United States government that are sent to them privately, and it can come into the hands of special interest people. But these photos will have usage, because when you go into stores now and you're going to buy something in a store and you're looking at it, what you will not know is that many of these stores will have hidden cameras and photograph you or anyone else who comes in and looks at the merchandise, the food, the toys, the games, the objects, the dresses, what have you. Because it'll be so massive that some companies will probably have 1 million copies of photos. That's how many they're going to be willing to spend, and then follow it up, because when you're there, they notify one of the people working in the stores, and the right person comes, knowing that you have this money only to spend. That the last time you were in a store, maybe another part of the country, another part of the world, you only spent this much money, or you had much money that you could invest in it. All these things will give a background of what is going on thanks to the photo situation. It's going to become a dilemma, and privacy is going to be something that we're going to have to guard. Let me give you an interesting scenario that's going on right now, because it will be used by professional gamblers and card cheats as well. Some years ago, there were card games taking place around a swimming pool in near where movies are being made in California, what have you. And a couple of people were famous for playing cards there. One man, he was not a performer or a movie star, but he worked in the movie industry and was a producer, and he was famous for the amount of money he invested and also the amount of money he lost. As it turns out, when he played outdoors, you felt safe because you had a swimming pool behind you, you had all the open air, there was nobody watching and what have you, and the guy you were playing with, gambling with, was on the other side of the table. That wasn't who was on the other side of the table. There was a tree in the distance and a plant, not a person, a plant. One of the underworld characters was sitting in the tree with binoculars and signaling the player all those years that he was gambling. That's the real reason he lost the money he lost. Oh, that won't take place anymore. Let me tell you how I can predict this is going to be taken advantage of. When you play cards and you gamble, maybe with a group of other people, what have you, there's not going to be able to very easily stop someone from filming your playing the poker game or the blackjack game or what have you. especially if it's a private one with friends or people come in and out and what have you. And what happens? All they need to do the next time you play cards is to study the videos of when you were playing poker, blackjack, name the game, because we have a tendency to respond slightly differently when we have a strong hand. Maybe there's a still twitch in the eye, what have you. And as the players learn this and take opportunities of this, they can take advantage of you. That's the key to this business of being able to photograph people and see them. And oh, by the way, one more thing. It's already well known. There are now people who are prepared to duplicate anybody's voice, and they can do, and it can be used for treacherous reasoning, for ordering things over the phone, for duplication of contracts, what have you. People ask me, have I ever taught or thought of teaching what I do? Yes, I have, folks, but I can't, because the way I accomplish what I have learned to do, I started studying it when I was 8, 9, 11 years old. And all the experience I had, I'm 87 years old now and busy as ever, but all the experience I had could not be put into one course. Some of the things happen accidentally, unexpectedly, and what have you. I've been leading a life that's almost priceless, but to be able to put it in a course would not be something that's quite possible. One more thing. I can't teach people, I can teach them tricks and fakery, but to successfully read thoughts, that's a whole other thing. Except people in general don't know this. But an organization is now working scientifically with electronic devices and feels they're on the verge of being able to pick up key thoughts of a human being. In fact, some of the key information and words they feel will be recorded on a machine that they're using to investigate and develop this technique. The technique is being developed by the greatest enemy to modern society today, and that is Red China. And if this successfully develops, I hate to say it, folks, China will be the first to be using it because they're ahead of the game already. Folks, to be continued. I'll see you next time, with the good Lord willing.